little do the landsmen know of what we sailors feel, when waves do mount and winds do blow, but we have hearts of steel. No danger can affright us, no enemy shall float. We'll make the monsters right us, so toss the can about. Stick stout to orders, messmates, we'll plunder, burn and sink. Then France have at your first rates, for Britons never shrink. We'll rummage all we fancy, we'll bring them in by scores, and Moll and Kate and Nancy shall roll in louis d'ors. While here at Deal we're lying with our noble Commodore, we'll spend our wages freely, boys, and then to sea for more. In peace we'll drink and sing, boys, in war we'll never fly. Here's a health to George our King, boys, and the royal family. While here at Deal we're lying with our noble Commodore, we'll spend our wages freely, boys, and then to sea for more. In peace we'll drink and sing, boys, in war we'll never fly. Here's a health to George our King, boys, and the royal family. While here at Deal we're lying with our noble Commodore, we'll spend our wages freely, boys, and then to sea for more. In peace we'll drink and sing, boys, in war we'll never fly. Here's a health to George our King, boys, and the royal family. While here at Deal we're lying with our noble Commodore, we'll spend our wages freely, boys, and then to sea for more. In peace we'll drink and sing, boys, in war we'll never fly. Here's a health to George our King, boys, and the royal family.
Gentlemen of England that lives at home at ease, for little do you think upon the dangers of the seas. Give ear unto the mariners, and they will plainly show the cares and the fears when the stormy winds do blow. All you that will be seamen must bear a valiant heart, for when you come upon the seas you must not think to start, nor once to be faint-hearted in hail, rain or snow, nor to shrink when the stormy winds do blow. The bitter storms and tempests poor seamen must endure, both day and night with many a fright we seldom rest secure. Our sleep it is disturbed with visions strange to know, and with dreams on the streams when the stormy winds do blow. Claps of roaring thunder, which darkness doth enforce, we often find our ships to stray beyond our wonted course, which causeth great distractions and sinks our hearts for low. 'Tis in vain to complain when the stormy winds do blow. Sometimes on Neptune's bosom our ship is lost in waves, and every man expecting the sea to be their graves. Then up aloft she mounteth, and down again so low. 'Tis with waves, oh with waves, when the stormy winds do blow. Then down again we fall to prayer with all our might and thought. When refuge all doth fail us, 'tis that must bear us out. To God we call for succor, for he it is we know that must aid us and save us when the stormy winds do blow. That sits in gowns of fur, in closets warm can take no harm, abroad they need not stir. When winter fierce with cold doth pierce and beats with hail and snow, we are sure to endure when the stormy winds do blow. We bring home costly merchandise and jewels of great price, to serve our English gallantry with many a rare device. To please the ancient gallantry our pains we freely show, for we toil and we moil when the the stormy winds do blow. We sometimes sail to the Indies to fetch home spices rare, sometimes gain to France and Spain for wines beyond compare. While gallants are carousing in taverns on a row, then we sweep o'er the deep when the stormy winds do blow. When tempests are blown over and greatest fears are past, high weather fair and temperate air, we straight lie down to rest. But when the billows tumble and waves do furious grow, then we rose up, we rose when the stormy winds do blow. If enemies oppose us when land is at wars with any foreign nations, we fear not wounds and scars. Our roaring guns shall teach them our valor for to know, whilst they reel in the keel when the stormy winds do blow. We are no cowardly shrinkers, but Englishmen true bred. We'll play our parts like valiant hearts and never fly for dread. We'll ply our business nimbly where'er we come or go, with our mates to the straits when the stormy winds do blow. Then courage all brave mariners and never be dismayed. Whilst we have bold adventures we ne'er shall want to trade. Our merchants will employ us to fetch them wealth I know, then be bold, work for gold when the stormy winds do blow. When we return in safety with wages for our pains, the tapster and the vintner will help to share our gains. We'll call for liquor roundly and pay before we go, then we'll roar on the shore when the stormy winds do blow.
Though a tree god great Neptune lay in dalliance soft and amorous play on Amphitrite's breasted, when uproar reared its horrid head, the Tritons shrunk, the Nereids fled, and all their fear confessed. Loud thunder shook the vast domain, the liquid world was wrapped in flame. The god amazed spoke, "Ye winds, go forth and make it known, who dares to shake my coral throne and fill my realms with smoke." The winds obsequious at his word sprung strongly up to obey their lord, and soared to fleets away. One victorious hawk was thine, the other confluence wretched line, in terror and dismay. Appalled they view Britannia's sons deal death and slaughter from their guns, and strike the dreadful blow which caused ill-fated Gallic slaves to find a tomb in briny waves and sink to shades below. With speed they fly and tell their chief that France was ruined past relief, and Hawk triumphant rode home. Cried the fair prey, "Who is he that dare usurp this power at sea, and thus insult a god?" The winds reply, "In distant lands there reigns a king who Hawk commands. He scorns all foreign force, and when his floating castles roll from sea to sea, from pole to pole, great Hawk directs their course. Or when his winged bullets fly to punish fraud and perfidy, or scourge a guilty land, then gallant Hawk, serenely great, though death and horror round him wait, performs his dread command. Neptune with wonder heard the story of George's sway and Britain's glory, which time shall ne'er subdue. Boscawen's deeds and Saunders' fame joined with brave Wolfe's immortal name, then cried, "Can this be true? A king he sure must be a god, who has such heroes at his nod, to govern earth and sea. I yield my trident and my crown, a tribute due to such renown. Great George shall rule for me."